Oh, good morning. This is Kyle from Mad Monkey Garage again. We're going to take a walk out there at the shop. We're going to be doing some testing today, but getting out here, we had another old skeleton show up here, so I don't know what's going to be up with this one, but it showed up since the last video, so we're going to walk out here, and we're going to do some testing today. All right, this is the engine I just finished painting yesterday for a customer. I'm still waiting on all the stainless bolts to hold the covers on, but that's all ready to go. Lots of work in painting one of these engines. Not real cheap, but I'll make sure they turn out really nice and will last a lifetime. But while we're out here today, we're out here for this bike right here. We're gonna do some coil testing on this thing. We're gonna clear up the cracked coil myth, and that's just what it is. Because I've worked on these for a long time, so go over here. I don't talk about myself too much, but let's go over here in a second, and I'm gonna go over to my workbench. I got some things laid out over here. I've got a coil over here. I've got a cop laying here. I've got a cut in half coil laying here, and I've got some new NGK boots and new spark plug wires laying here. All right, give me a second here. All right, I don't talk about myself a whole lot here, but I've been doing some little training. I'll just give you a little background. I've been through Harley Davidson school. I've been through Yamaha school. I've been through GM and Chrysler electronical schools. I've worked in the automotive and motorcycle industry pretty much my whole life since I was 16, and I grew up tinkering with stuff way before that. I've either worked turning wrenches in car dealerships or motorcycle dealers, or worked in auto parts, or driving a wrecker, whatever. But I've been around. I've had a good bit of training in different areas. So what we're going to talk about today is these cracked coils that everybody talks about, which it's kind of a joke. But you can see this in here. It's got a big crack in it here. These cracks are nothing but in the outer case. Don't affect nothing. You can put silicone over them. A lot of people say to get moisture in them. I can tell you, over at least the last 20 years, I've found maybe 3 of these bad coils that actually ohmed out and read wrong. You know, it's not too happen. These coils are really good coils. They're a lot better than these, in my opinion. I've replaced 7 of these in this last year. Just random. They go. These take up less space. They're great for taking up less space if you want to put something under your tank cover. I'm not saying they're all bad, but they don't cure all the hot starts and all this stuff. These were originally made, the cops harnesses. A guy named Danny Unwin and Bird of Prey on original VMAX forum are the ones that originally came up with the cop idea. It was never to cure hot starts or anything like that. Or it was just a novelty thing. Like I said, if you wanted more room under your seat to put something. I had a bike that I was racing. I put them on. I was just trying to take away every pound, every little place I could get weight off of. So I put them on there and I ran them. But they're no better than a stock coil. They don't cure anything. So here's a coil that I've cut in half here. Hope I can get close up here. You can see it. I can't see my phone real good, but we've got this coil, and all around here, I don't even know if I'm in the frame here. There we go. All around here, this black is just an outer case. Plastic does nothing. All this white here is what's surrounding the actual coil. That's a super hard, some kind of epoxy or something. It does not crack. Nothing doesn't go bad at all. So that's what's all still surrounding your coil if this does crack. So your coil is not exposed to moisture. You can spray this all you want. Unfortunately, these are too cheap made to really cut one in half and get a good view of it. So I didn't get a view of that. So here I've got some new NGK, the spark plug wires, and the new boots and new wires made up. What we're gonna go over here now, prove my point. We're gonna walk over here to my test bike here, and I'm gonna show y'all something on this. You come to think, the last VMAX was made 16, almost 17 years ago. So, and most of them run around with still stock spark plug wires and caps on them. I don't know why. It's a maintenance thing. I don't know why people never change them. So, if you took these spark plug wires off and you put caps on, they cured your problems. If they were a miracle for you, it's because you never done maintenance on your bike to start with. And I hate to say it that way, but that's the God honest truth. So you can see this one still has the original boots and wires on it. So I'm gonna fire this up. We're gonna walk around. I'm gonna show y'all a couple things on it. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna get it warmed up. It's cold, so I'm gonna pause this for just a second while I get it warmed up. All right, here we go back again. As you can see, this bike clearly has a big crack in the coil. I've been spraying this coil down with water. Nothing's happening. I'm gonna go around here to the spark plug wires. I got me a bottle of spray water here. We're gonna get up in here. As you can hear, it's developing a slight mist. We're gonna go around all these. Off a minute, let it dry out a little bit, and I've got these new it died anyway from being spark plug wires being wet, so I've got these new wires and caps made up over here. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this in a minute. I'm gonna change them out real quick. It'll probably take me about 10 minutes. The front ones are a little rougher to get to, the back ones are real quick, so I'm gonna change these out. We're gonna fire this bike back up and show y'all again about the cracked coils. I've got another secret hidden on this bike too that I'll show y'all in just a minute. So give me a minute and we'll get back at it. All right, here we are back. This took me about 5 minutes maybe to change these wires. I've done a bunch of them. The front ones are a little pain to get to, but here's all the old ones laying down there on the ground. See, I got the new ones installed here. We're gonna go ahead and fire this thing back up. Spray bottle here again. As you can see, this one's making a dye earlier. All of them are making dye, but as you can see, nothing's happening now. Bike still revs good. Oh. Let's go back here. This bike still needs some tuning, but just still want to show y'all this ain't. That dye was a fluke earlier, didn't do nothing. So, I mean, it's not missing or anything. We're gonna go back over here to our coil. Nothing's happening. I know some people are gonna say that it didn't have time to soak into the coil. Let me show you something. Here's what this bike's been running. So that is your cracked coil theory debunked right there. So if you put cops on, they work for you, I'm happy. But again, it's because you never done any maintenance. You didn't change these. That's why they were the miracle cure for you. Besides these being cheaper, and the coils actually, stock coils being better than the cops, which I've changed constantly. It cost about $1.50 a foot for the wire, about 4 foot, and I buy the NGK caps off eBay. They were $40 shipped. So I've got $46 tied up in fixing this bike right and not falling for a cracked coil theory. So this bike does still need a little tune. It's been sitting for a long time. I've been working on it, but that's my cracked coil theory tested. I'm not making anything off these videos. I have nothing to gain by it. Nobody sponsors me. I'm just trying to help my customers and give people the honest truth instead of feeding them full of some crap that somebody made up that's not really true. So there you can see. If anybody wants to see anything else, but that proof of this bike sitting there running with and me grabbing hold of a coil with all the black completely ground off the bottom should show you. So well, if you want to fix your bike without spending $150, spend $48 on your new wires and plug caps, and you'll have a good running bike again. Or you can spend $150 and if you want more room and get the other cops. And the cops are not as made as good as these coils, in my opinion. So they're easier to change, but easier to change don't really matter because these things never really go bad. And a lot of people fell for it because the cops work. They changed everything at once without changing the wires. So that's my story there, and I'm sticking to it because I've just proved it right here in person. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. And to see anything else, just give me a holler. Like I said, I don't get paid for these. I'm just doing it strictly to help people. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching.